Hey everyone, I'm Mine, and this is set number 71767, Ninja Dojo Temple from the LEGO Ninjago theme. This set contains 1,394 pieces, 8 minifigures, and retails for $99.99 in the US. So here's the Ninja Dojo Temple, and I have to say, I am thoroughly impressed by this set. When this set was revealed, I thought it was good looking, but I wasn't that excited for it. Just because we've gotten many temples in Ninjago before, and while this one looked nice, it didn't seem like it did anything that previous ones hadn't done better. But now that I finally have it in hand and all built up, I was totally wrong about that. This is one of the most beautiful Ninjago temples we've ever gotten. I absolutely adore it. It is absolutely huge. It was a lot bigger than I was expecting from the pictures we've gotten. It's so full of life and detail and personality, and it's genuinely fun to play in. It really has it all, so let me take you through each part of it. So we'll start at the base of the temple. You can see everything's built in this rocky foundation, which I think is a really cool decision. It reminds me a lot of the Harry Potter Hogwarts sets from last year. They did a very similar thing, and it creates a very nice look. But because of this mountain terrain at the bottom, there's also stairs leading up to the entrance to the temple. And I love how they did this, the different curves and angles in the stairs to make it look very jagged. It looks super cool and very natural. There's also a little flag on the side over here. This is similar to the friendship banners, but not exactly. This is a sticker rather than a printed part, and this symbol right here says the word ninja written in the Ninjago language. This same symbol is on all the ninja suits this wave, so it's cool to see it here too. There's also some foliage over on the side over here that just adds some nice life to the build. To the right of the stairway, there's a little balcony to the side. It's quite small, but you can fit a figure on here, and I think it looks really cute, and it's a really nice place to pose figures. You can just have them looking out and away from the temple. It just feels very nice. I like it. There's also a little entrance to the blacksmith shop over here. We'll take a look at the interior of the blacksmith shop in a little bit, but I just want to show you how it looks on the outside. Very similar to the main entrance, which again, we'll take a look at in a moment, but obviously very downscale. There's also this little shuriken symbol right here, which is really cute. And this doorway right here is big enough to fit a whole figure in. Two lanterns hanging off the side of these circular tiles down here to create a little bit of a path. Again, very cute. I love it. On the other side, there's just a wall with some more cracked stone, which if you push down on this right here, you can actually break that wall open. That gives you another point of access into the interior, but again, we'll take a close look at that when we get to the interior. I really like that stone breaking feature because a lot of the time, play features can take away from the overall look of the build, but no, even though that's meant to come apart, this build still looks really good right here, so I don't mind it. And then on the side where the bridge is supposed to attach to, there is just a big ugly rock piece. There's not much else to say about that. Coming up the stairs, though, now we get to the entrance of the temple, which looks amazing. The main entrance to the temple is absolutely beautiful. Where do I even begin with this? So right off the bat, there's these two big red doors that have shurikens as doorknobs that you can open. And this is how you get your main entrance into the temple. But before we go through those, let's take a look at everything else here. You have these lanterns hanging down off the sides. They're hung off these curved spear weapon pieces, which look really cool as architectural detail. And the lanterns themselves, of course, have tassels hanging down. There's stickers on each side, which I believe have the initials of each of the ninja. We have a J, Kai, Nia, Cole, Zane, and Lloyd. And you can see that same sticker design is on both sides. And then you have that circle in the middle with the shuriken on it, and I believe that can represent Wu, because he's had similar symbols on his outfits before. Interestingly, though, not on the outfit that comes on this set. There's a dark green roof with lots of these black curved pieces to add extra detail, and it all just comes together so well. It looks absolutely fantastic. Something else that's cool is there's lots of studs up here, so if you want, you can pose ninja up here, actually on the roof, which I feel could add a lot of personality to this build, so I really like that. In the center of the temple, there's this printed dragon symbol piece. This was introduced in the Ninjago 4+ set a few years ago, but it's cool to see they're still using it, and it's cool to see it outside of 4+ sets. I love how they did these black arches in the middle with the golden stud in the center. Just the shape that creates looks so cool. And then coming to the very top levels, you have more of those green roofs, more of these spear pieces in gold. Look at that. That piece has scratch marks on it. That came out of the box like that. That's a little disappointing to see. Very minor thing, but it's worth pointing out. I feel that's happening more and more in LEGO sets. Very similar design to the previous level, but it all ties together so well. At the very top, there's a circular window for minifigures to look out. There's another one of those stickered pieces with that shuriken design on it. More of these black roof slips surrounding this golden stud. And then there's a little spire at the very top. But with all that being shown, now let's take a look inside. The temple is completely open from the back, so it gives you very easy access into the interior. One of the first things you can see are these little vases on the side right here. If you want, you can crack these open, and strangely, there's a donut on the inside. Very interesting choice, but I don't remember ever getting a donut in a Ninjago set before, so that's a cool piece to get. I have some from other themes, but yeah, Ninjago, that's new to me. Especially inside a vase. Not sure what's up with that. There's lots of these things hanging from the walls. I guess you could imagine these as little tiny lanterns. To the right of the entrance, we have our first room right here. This is a little armory room. You have two shurikens and two swords. Some jumper plates on the floor right here to create a little carpet, but also make it very easy to pose figures. There's a little sticker piece right here with some text in Ninjago language on it, which reads teamwork. Teamwork is like the theme of the core set, so I guess that makes sense. And I was able to translate that thanks to the next room over, because you have a sticker piece on the wall right here which has a translator for the Ninjago alphabet. I am surprised they included this in a set, but I think this is really, really cool. We've had a translator online for years because it was created for the Lego Ninjago movie, but it's so cool to finally get one in the set and allows kids who get this set to actually translate the text in all of their other sets. I really, really love this. I might actually take the sticker off the set and just have it nearby me whenever I'm filming so I can translate stuff on the go. Yeah, that's a really, really nice sticker piece. I love that. Other than that, though, this room is just a little tea room. There's a teapot, a teacup, and then room for a minifigure to sit. So, for example, this would probably be a pretty good place to put Woo. And then over on the side, this takes you outside. You can see the back of the roof of the blacksmith shop, and if you go down here, that is the balcony where I put coal before. And then if we move down, we go into the underground. This area down here is behind all the rocks that we saw before. You can see right here, this is where the blacksmith shop leads into. There's nothing really immediately in this room right here. However, as soon as we move over, this is when stuff starts to get interesting. So you can swing this open, and there's like a little mini Samurai X cave down here. You have this console over on the side with these levers that can move up and down. There's a red button over here and a printed screen piece. And then there's 3 stickers up here. So this one just has a warning and a picture of one of the Whippers right here. That is one of my favorite stickers of all time. I absolutely love that. I think it's so funny. This one in the middle shows Kai's mech. This text right here says mech energy. So I guess this is tracking the power level of the mech. And then there's another sticker piece right here with a picture of Pixal on it. And unsurprisingly, it says Pixal at the top. Moving inside, there's a little rack where you can store the ninjas' masks. So if you want to put their hair on them instead, you can put the mask down here, or if you want to have their mask on, you can store the hair down here. However, for some reason, the set only comes with extra hair for Nia and Kai. So for Lloyd and Cole, if you put their masks down here, they would just be bald, which wouldn't really make any sense. So I kind of wish they came with hair pieces for all 4 of the ninjas in the set instead of just 2 of them. But you can see there's what Nia's mask looks like stored down here, and there's what Kai's hair looks like stored down here. If you also pan up from that, there's another stickered piece right here, and the text on it says Street Ninja, coming soon. I think this is a little meme they're doing referencing Street Fighter, except instead of Street Fighter, it's Street Ninja, but this is just advertising a different video game. Something interesting though is the sticker has a picture of Akita on it, which we haven't seen her in a bit, so this could potentially be referencing something. However, probably not. This is probably them just like making a funny joke. And it's a cool sticker part. I like it. There's also this little trans blue pillar on this side, which is interesting. Moving next to the center room, I'm not entirely sure what all's going on here. That's definitely a sink on the right side because it's got a hot and cold nozzle and there's water like below it. But you can see there's also a hot and cold nozzle in the back, so I'm not sure what that is. And then there's a bucket on the ground which is supposed to hold this thing inside. And I'm not sure what this piece is supposed to represent either. I thought it might be like a chisel to create like a statue or something, but nothing like that is anywhere else in the set. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to be. If anybody has any ideas, let me know in the comments. It's definitely a cool looking area though. I'm just not entirely sure what it's all supposed to be. There's also a little spider hiding underneath back there, which is pretty cute. And then moving to this final room, there's not too much going on here. You can see there's still some red on the ground, like the color of the Samurai X cave. But other than that, it's pretty much just room to pose figures. However, this is where the walls can bust open from the outside. So if enemies are attacking the base, this is how they can get in. And you can see now there's an exit to the exterior. And over on the very end, nothing else again. There's some technicals. This is where the second part of the set will connect to when that comes out in March, but not much to show there right now. But now that we've taken a look at the basement, let's move up to the upper floors. The second level is essentially just one big room. There's 2 offshoots on the side, but they don't really have anything going on that isn't like connected to the center. But you can see in the center there's a stickered portrait of Sensei Wu, 2 golden swords on the side. I think that looks really cool. Since the set isn't based off the show, I'm not sure like what that's supposed to be. Is this a shrine to him? I don't know. But it has a really nice look to it, and I feel like it fits the overall aesthetic of the temple. And then to the sides of that, you have 2 different clips to hold weapons. On the left side, in the instructions, it tells you to put the spear weapon right here. I believe this is supposed to be Nia's weapon, but you can variously take that off and give that to her instead. And then on the other side, you have the sword, which I believe is supposed to be Lloyd's weapon, which of course, again, you can take that off and give that to him. There's also extra clips where you can put Kai and Cole's weapons if you want. Other than that, there's not much else to show on this floor. I like these stickered banner pieces. I think those look nice. The stairs to get up to the center are pretty cool. And there's ball joints at the back, which I guess leaves it open for modular possibilities. Very curious what the point of those are, because I don't think the second modular set is going to connect right there, so maybe a future modular set will. That opens up a lot of possibilities. I'm very curious about that. But yeah, I think that's about it for this one, so now let's move up once more. Alright, now we come to the very top level, which is sort of just like an attic. Here's that circular window that I pointed out before. And in front of it, there's a little shrine that holds 2 golden katanas. On one side, there's a crate with a Sensei Wu card on top of it. This is one of these stickered pieces that represents a classic Ninjago spinner playing card. So cool to see that these are in sets again, because they do them sometimes and they don't do them sometimes. But they're one of my favorite things to collect, even if they are only stickered pieces, because I collected the original Ninjago cards when I was a kid, so it's always cool to see them called back to here. But yeah, this one just has Wu on it. There's also a little umbrella piece back here. I believe this was originally introduced with the Penguin from the Lego Batman movie, but it's cool to see it still comes in sets. And again, this is another part that I don't believe has ever come in a Ninjago set before, so it's cool to get. And then inside this crate that the Woo card is on top of, we have 2 silver roller skates. These have come in Ninjago sets before, but they're always nice to get, and I feel like they're fun parts. On the other side, there's a little teacup that's on like one of the superheroes' action pieces to make it look like it's turned over and like spilled. And then the sticker newspaper piece below it actually has coffee stains on it, which I think is a really funny touch that adds a lot of life to this build. The text on here reads NGC News, which I guess stands for Ninjago City News, and then it just says snakes, because I guess the snakes are attacking. The cool part about that, though, is the coffee stains. I think that's a really nice touch. Yeah, I think that's about it for the top of the temple, and just for the main temple build. So now let's take a look at what attaches to it. So over on the right side over here, there's a few studs, which you can attach this bridge to. Just connect it on like that, and that adds this bridge, which comes down to a little camping area. Let's talk about this bridge first, though. The bridge itself is beautiful. It uses a roller coaster track piece, which I think is a really smart design choice. And there's a bunch of jumper pieces between each part of the track, so that way we can actually pose figures on the bridge. The railing's really cool too. It uses like these rubber bar pieces in dark red, which I've never seen them in that color before. Lightsaber hilts in the middle and studs at the end. And it's all held up by like classic Lego Battle Droid arms. Yeah, this looks really good. It's a quite simplistic design, but I have to say it's very, very effective. It looks very nice. And then we come to this little campsite or training area at the bottom, which I think is really cute. There's this tree with more autumn foliage on the side, which looks really nice. Some like dead grass on the ground. There's like a tiny little pond of water with some stepping stones at the bottom of the bridge. And then this crate to the side is also full of water. And by that I mean it has 2 blue Power Blast pieces inside. These are supposed to be given to Nia to represent her water powers. And then you can put her on this jumper piece in the center. And the goal is you're supposed to have her spin around and launch the Power Blast pieces to try to knock these candle flames off. Essentially imagining that you're putting out the flames. So let me see if I can do this. I'll push down the Power Blast piece. Okay, and it flipped off over top of the torch. Not what I was going for, Nia. Let's maybe aim a little bit lower. Yeah, I got it. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, the flames on top of these torches are not really connected. They're set in there, but they're very easy to knock off, which is fun for this play feature. However, for display, it is really obnoxious. So I recommend if you guys get this set to customize that to lock those in place a little bit better, because as it stands, when I'm moving this set, these pieces just fall off immediately. But that play feature is creative, so I will give it that. As a whole, I really like this area of the build. It's got a fun play feature, and there's a lot of personality to it. That was everything for the temple, but before we take a look at the minifigures, we gotta take a look at the side builds. So the first one right here is this little drill for the snakes. And I love villain vehicles, right? I'm happy to get villain vehicles in sets again because it's been a very long time since we've gotten like any significant villain vehicles. Even though this is small, this is a lot more than we've gotten in recent times. And at first I was a little confused by this, because this is supposed to be what like knocks down the wall in that one part of the set where the wall can knock down. And I was like, why doesn't this have a drill on it, right? This is supposed to be a drill vehicle, isn't it? But I just realized this isn't a drill. This is supposed to be a mole. This is the nose of a mole, these little claws of a mole, but it's built as a little car, and I think that's surprisingly well done. Like, it captures the shape of that animal really well, while also just being a nice little vehicle for the snakes. It's got these tiny little wheels at the back, big wheels at the front, these tooth pieces on the inside to represent the claws. Here's a steering wheel, and there's the place where a snake can sit. And out the back, there's clips where I guess you could put the snake's weapons when he's not using them. Yeah, this one's really solid all around. Not too complex, but it looks really good, and it's a ton of fun. I'm very happy with it. And of course, yes, it rolls across the ground. And then finally, we have the mech for Kai. I'm not going to spend too long on this thing because it's very similar to the Zane mech, which was a full set that I already covered. So if you want to see my full thoughts on like the new mech system as a whole, go check out that video. But I'll take a look at the things that are different about this mech from that mech. It's very interesting how different they actually made this, despite so many of the pieces being the same. They did the armor very differently, so this feels like a defensive, faster mech, while Zane's is more of like a tanky, more hard-hitting mech. And I think that's really cool and really shows the potential of the new SCCBS building system. You get orange joints in this one too, which is a really cool color for them. Red versions of the new leg armor piece as well. The feet on this guy are actually rather complex, a lot more complex than the ones in the Zane mech, so those look really cool. This is a new mech cockpit piece of this wave, and this set it comes in red. I don't believe it comes in any other set in that color, so that's cool to get. Printed tile in the middle that says Ninja. The Ninja design we already saw elsewhere in the set, and you'll see it on the figures too. That's just like the general symbol for the core line, I guess. But yeah, it's just the word Ninja in the Ninjago language, and it is printed, which is very cool. That's on all the mechs, but still very cool to see. On the arms, the shoulder pads are interesting, and the fingers are honestly pretty bad, because they don't really do anything. They don't actually hold the weapon, they're very tiny, but there is an actual clip in the hand where you can hold a weapon. And on the other side, the arm is identical, but this time it's actually holding a sword. There's how that actually looks in his hand. And on the upper shoulder of this arm, there's actually a little stud shooter cannon. You of course can push that down and the stud will shoot out. And in this case, instead of studs, it's trans orange tiles. But yeah, that's a pretty nice little cannon design. It uses that newer stud shooter design introduced with the Batman wave from 2021. I like these new stud shooters a lot. They don't feel as much like toys, they feel more like proper cartoon cannons. So they integrate into sets a lot better, which I'm a very big fan of. There's also 2 imaginary cannons right next to it too. The entire cannon system is connected on a ball joint, which you can remove. And you can see this mech has an extra ball socket on each arm, so you can move that cannon to the other arm if you want, or you could keep it where it is and build your own extra cannon to put on the other arm, but there's room for customizability here, which I appreciate. At the very top of the mech, there's one of the new teamwork banners. This one is in gold and has a picture of the monastery on it, and just like all the other ones, this is a printed part, which is very, very cool. Because it's in gold, it actually shines in the light and everything, which is very nice to see. That's a super cool part, I love that. And if you're curious, here's how Kai looks actually piloting his mech. There is a decent range of posability here, not as much as some mechs, but definitely more than others. There's also 2 clips on the back where you can store Kai's weapons when he's not using them. Yeah, this mech is a pretty cool inclusion. It goes really well with the Zane mech, and I appreciate it being here. I really like this one. Now moving to the minifigures, here are the first 3 in this set. We have Core Cole, Core Kai, and Core Nia. Each of them come with their own unique colored katana that matches them. As you can see, Cole here has an orange one, Kai has a red one, and Nia has a blue one. And I think that was a really fun decision. Every ninja this wave comes with a colored katana, even the ones that are not in this set. And they make for very fun collectible accessories. Even though we've gotten a lot of these colors before, it's still cool to get them again. However, I do have a little bit of an issue with Nia's. It's not a huge deal, but the blue of her katana does not match the blue of her outfit, and that's because it matches the blue of Zane's outfit, because this is the katana that Zane also uses. Every other ninja has a unique katana, but Zane and Nia share theirs, and Zane's actually matches his outfit, but Nia's does not match hers. It would have been nice if they gave Nia a katana that actually matched her, either a gunmetal gray one or one that matched the blue of this outfit. It's not a huge deal, and this blue is close enough, however, it is something I noticed. It does create a little bit of a discrepancy when having all the ninja together. Aside from that, the ninja each come with their own unique weapons in this set too. You saw Nia's inside the temple when we were looking at that, so she doesn't have it now. However, Kai just has a regular golden katana, which is very funny that he has a red katana and a golden katana. It feels a bit redundant, but Kai has used 2 katanas at once in the show before, so I guess it makes sense. And Cole has this really cool new hammer build. Not too complex, but I really like the trans orange on it. It looks really cool. And it fits Cole really well. I'm a fan of this one. With the accessories removed though, now we can take a look at the minifigures themselves, and I don't know how to feel about the suit line as a whole, honestly. I keep going back and forth whether or not I like it, or I don't like it, or what the deal is with it. So something interesting about all these suits is they all have different colored legs in their torsos, and for some of them I think it works, for some of them I think it works less, and I don't know how to feel. So Cole, we're ignoring the legs for now. I love this suit. I think the orange looks great on him, especially like the orange rock texture on his shirt. I really like how it looks like he has an orange undershirt underneath that's like armored. That looks really cool as well, and this overall suit looks really good. And then we get to the legs, and I don't know how to feel. The orange belt and the black and everything looks really good, but then the legs become this dark tan, and I don't know, it doesn't really fit to me. I'm going to be honest, it looks better now than it did when I first got it out of the box, but I still don't think I'm the biggest fan of it. It's definitely unique though, and I will give it that. I'd rather have a unique new Ninjago suit than just something that looks like something we've gotten a million times before. So I do like it for that. The one orange arm is a really cool touch too. I think it looks nice. Kai I was unsure if I liked, but now that a little bit of time has passed, I think I do really like this one. Bright orange is an awesome color for Kai. I love it on his mask, and it looks really good on his arm too. The fire printing on his torso is also really great. Dark orange for the legs is also a little bit weird, but I think it fits Kai well enough, and the transition from the torso to legs is pretty smooth. So yeah, I think overall, I'm a big fan of this one. The more I look at it, the more I like it. This is a solid Kai suit. Also, the printing on the undershirt seems very sharp to me. I really like that. But yeah, that bright orange on the mask is by far the highlight. I really love that. And then Nia. What do I say about Nia? Nia, I really like how they did this one arm with the gunmetal gray arm and the blue hand. I think that looks really cool. The wave design on her torso looks fantastic, and I love the gunmetal gray torso. Transitioning into gray in the legs is just fine. It doesn't look bad, but keeping it gunmetal gray definitely would have looked cooler. And then the one blue arm feels so out of place. You could very easily swap that out for another gunmetal gray arm, but yeah, as it stands, that just feels like it doesn't belong there. She also feels like the least unique of these suits because these two are using colors they've never used before. Cole with the tan at the bottom and Kai with the bright orange, like actual parts. But Nia has used all these colors before, so this doesn't feel like too special of a Nia suit. That doesn't make it bad, just makes it less interesting than the others. But I think it's solid overall, just that blue arm is very out of place. Here's all 3 of them with their hoods and armor removed. And there's the back torso prints and alternate faces for all 3. Back torso prints I think look really good on all 3 of them. You can see there's that ninja symbol again. And yeah, I love the orange rockets on Cole. I love the fire swirl on Kai, and all those waves on Nia look really good too. Back torso print on all 3, very, very solid. So as a whole, I think I like this new line of ninja suits. It really is hard to say. They're definitely unique though, and I really appreciate that because them being unique is much, much better than them being the same as everything else we've ever gotten. So I think good overall. Oh, and also, as I mentioned earlier, Kai and Nia both come with their headband hairpieces in this set. Kai's is a pretty common part. It came in every set he came in the Island, as well as one Seabound set. However, it also comes in this set now, so if you didn't get either of those sets, this is a nice way to get it. Nia's, however, was actually a fairly uncommon part. This hairpiece only came on the Golden 10th Anniversary Nia, as well as one magazine figure. So I'm sure there's lots of people that did not have that hairpiece, so it's very, very cool to get it here. So I'm very happy to see that one again. But yeah, I forgot to mention this in my original recording, so I want to make this quick clip to let you guys know that, yeah, both of these hairpieces come in the set, and it's cool to have that option. I wish we got hairpieces for all 4 of the ninja in the set, not just 2 of them, but I'll take 2 over none because it's really nice to get these. The next 3 figures in the set, we have Coraloid as well as Pixal and Wu. Coraloid is another one that, like, I don't know how I feel. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, that is such a mesh of colors that doesn't fit together, and other times I look at it and I'm like, that's really unique, I like it. The biggest issue with this guy, though, is just how much is going on here. There's 5 different shades of green, which feels like a lot. We have lime green and normal green in the hood, we have lime green in one arm, dark green in the other arm, normal green in the torso, and then olive green in the legs. Then we look at the printing, we have lime green, normal green, dark green, as well as bright green. It's a lot of different shades of green. I think the biggest thing is the one dark green arm. I don't think that fits very well at all, but the one lime green arm does look good, and I really love the lime green on the mask. I think that's really, really cool. It's like long overdue for Lloyd, and I think it fits him really well. But yeah, this feels like a bit of a mishmash of colors. It doesn't work the best for me. Sometimes it looks good to me, sometimes it doesn't. You guys will have to let me know what you think of this figure in the comments, because I really don't know what to think. He does come with a lime green katana, though, which is very, very cool. That is not a new part that came in an Overwatch set before, but this is the first time the lime green katana has appeared in Ninjago, and it is amazing. I love that color for that piece. Really, really like that. And then we come to Pixal, who is amazing. We were long overdue for a new Pixal minifigure, and this is everything it should be. The torso and legs are very similar to the SOG and Hunted version of Pixal, however, just with a lot more detail. And then we finally have a proper Pixal face print for the first time since, what, 2014? That was long overdue, but it is excellent. Doesn't perfectly capture her personality from the show, however, no Ninjago face print does, and I think it's about as close as you could get. Not as close as you could get, but about what I would expect from Lego, and it's a pretty decent one. Her hairpiece too is Nia's hairpiece in silver. That's an all-new recolor for that part, and that's really cool to get. I was not expecting that, but I'm very, very happy with it. And it looks great. It's a bit weird because it doesn't feel as shiny as some other silver parts. It feels a bit more matte. But you know what? It works, it fits, I'm happy with it. I'm satisfied. She uses the Mr. E armor in gold, and then her accessory, she has a wrench and a katana. And then Wu. This is a really, really good Wu figure. Again, just like the ninja, this is a very unique Wu because he's not like completely in white. He has a lot of tan on him. And that feels like a breath of fresh air because we have a lot of like white suit Wus, and while he does have a white suit underneath it all, the tan robe over top of it gives him a really cool look. Interestingly, I noticed he has his legacy face instead of his modern face. I'm not sure why they decided to go with that. Like, I know Core isn't based off any specific season, but I don't know if that's the case. Why not use his more modern design? Why stick with a legacy design? Bit of an odd choice, but I guess that's whatever. Now taking the figures apart a bit to see more detail, you can see more of Pixel's eyebrows, and you can see the entirety of Wu's torso. That torso for Wu is really good. There's also a lot of metallic gold printing on it as well. Really nice looking part. I love this version of Wu. And then take a look at the back torso prints and alternate faces. Lloyd's back torso print, really good. I love that dragon head back there. And then you can see he has that same ninja symbol that the rest of the ninja had. Pixel, you can see her alternate face as well as her back torso print. Back torso really detailed. It says her name on the back too. Love that alternate face too where she's angry. That's a really useful face print. Yeah, that generally looks really nice. That captures his expression from the show really well too. And that is quite good. And Wu's back torso print, he has this really intricate design which is very similar to the one on the Golden Wu from the Ninjago City Gardens. And then that text on his back says Master in the Ninjago language because he is Master Wu. As a whole with these three, Lloyd I'm a bit iffy on. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't. Pixel and Wu though, some of the best Ninjago figures we've gotten in a very long time. Both of them absolutely fantastic. I'm blown away by how quality both of those are and the fact that both of them come in this one set. Really, really, really good there. And then the final 2 minifigures in the set are 2 snakes. We have a Mango Whipper and a Geo Whipper, also known as a Cobra Mechanic and a Boa Destroyer. The Mango Whipper has the back attachment that was introduced in LEGO Marvel, I believe, for the Outriders, and that allows him to have 4 extra arms on his back, though in this set he only comes with 2 extra, this time around with drills on them. I guess this is so that he can ride the vehicle and actually drill into the base. He also comes with a little hammer. Other than that, though, he's the same Mango Whipper that comes in every other set this wave. He is really good, though. I love the reused Pyro Whipper head, though this time around in orange and gunmetal gray. Torso looks really cool, too, with this, like, copper aesthetic where some of it's rusted and turned to teal. He's got, like, these 2 straps on the side, this little snake charm right here, and then, like, scaled printing all up throughout him. The Geo Whipper is very similar, though inverted. He's got a gunmetal gray head with orange underneath. I think the orange looks really good as a secondary color because he's got these bright orange eyes and teeth that really like flash against the dark gunmetal gray. And I think this headpiece looks absolutely awesome and so funny. I love it. The torso is very similar to the Mango Whipper, except it seems a little more armored. He's got that snake face at the bottom as like a belt. Same exact leg piece, though, shared between the 2 of them. He's got this armor piece that was originally introduced for the Last Jedi wave of Star Wars. This time around recolored in gunmetal gray, and I think that looks fantastic. And then he's got the large metal Karloff fists. Also in gunmetal gray. I don't know if we've ever gotten them in this color before, but regardless, they look fantastic in this color and fit him really, really well. He's got just such a cool aesthetic to him. I love this figure. He's probably my 3rd favorite figure in the set after Pixel and Wu. Genuinely just amazing. He's not exclusive to the set by any means, but still very, very cool. I love this guy. There is the Mango Whipper with the 7 moves, so you can see his torso a little bit better. Same thing with the Geo Whipper. And there's both of them around the back with a very similar skeleton design. Yeah, I really like these two. They're whippers, so inherently very funny. But the design of them is genuinely really good. I like it. So, what are my overall thoughts on this set? I love this set. It is fantastic. You get so much here for only $100. I know, only $100. $100 is expensive, but this is more than worth it. If you have the money and you like Ninjago, I highly recommend this set. So much love and personality put into this set. The build is fantastic, the minifigures are fantastic, the side builds are fantastic. It's good as a display piece, but there's also a ton of things to play with. I genuinely don't really see any flaws here. So yes, 100% I would recommend this set. Even though it's not like canon to any one part of Ninjago, it's just sort of generic Ninjago, it is incredibly well done, and if you're a fan of Ninjago, I highly, highly recommend you get this one. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please press like, subscribe if you're new. I do LEGO and Ninjago videos like this almost every day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!